It's the UPX Podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, Thank Me Later, and you're stupid to win. Might be coming up session as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock in iconic in. Welcome to Upland. Grab your UPX, man. On your way, and the dough hit you with $4,000. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking. I'm Scrooge McDucking in UPX.
Welcome, fellow Uplanders, to another episode of the UPX Podcast. I am your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by Thank Me Later. How are we doing this evening, brother?
What up? I am doing good on this crisp winter's evening.
Oh, absolutely. It's February 3rd, 2022, and this is episode 118. I saw that you got snowed in down there in Texas today.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a tale of two cities. The result is both cities are shut down. But much like some of my high school girlfriends, it only took an inch to shut down Texas.
Wow, it's that kind of episode already. I like it.
Yeah. Now, but like my college girlfriends, it's going to take a foot or two to get the job done up south. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. And it's still snowing up here. I'd say from last night to today, we've already put a foot on the ground and we could see up to 24 inches. So
that's crazy. Like I'm kind of jealous. Like, I mean, in Cincinnati, like they got some, like they get snow. Like, I mean, I saw like a foot at like its peak, but it's never been like crazy. Like I see these pics from Canada where they open the door and like the imprint of the door. It's like, holy cow! I don't even know what I would do with myself with that much snow. I'd probably be scared. Actually, that's a lot of snow.
That's a lot of snow. I can't mess with that, man. But that's also fun for a kid. You dig yourself a nice little tunnel and enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's super cool. So yeah. I'm guessing the kiddos are off school tomorrow. You're going to be building things in the snow. You're going to be building. I was trying to think of an Upland related thing. Like you're going to build an UPX mountain. I don't know.
Yeah, I got to work tomorrow, but definitely a lot of snow time, and it's supposed to be cold, so it will stick around for a while. So plenty of time to go sledding down the hill and building stuff in the snow.
Yeah, that's the other. Yeah. Okay, we can stop talking about the weather.
Yeah, we do got a jam.
We are two old men. Oh, the weather. Oh boy.
We got a jam-packed show for everybody tonight. We have Stosh 15X from Up to Data Hub. He'll be joining us as our guest. We have the hot topic of the crazy price for the game ball for legits from the division championship games this past weekend. North LA released, and we have a new segment that we're really excited about, and it's will you take that deal? So we'll get to that, and we have offers that people have sent me, not me personally, but people that have shown me these offers, and we're going to get Thank Me Later's professional opinion here, and see what he thinks of these.
We probably need to put the disclaimer in soon. Hey?
Speaking of the disclaimer, let's jump right into that. The views, informations, and opinions expressed on the UPX Podcast are solely those of myself, Thank Me Later, and any guests of the podcast, and do not necessarily reflect those of Upland Me Inc. We are not employed by or provided insider information from the Upland team, nor are we financial advisors. All discussions about properties to buy and sell are not financial advice. Please do your own research first.
Absolutely. Not financial.
And then one thing I did want to get to, we did touch about this last week.
Oh, there he is.
Look at that. Upland's first billionaire.
Billionaire. Oh, man. Yes. I thought I was going to be it. I thought I could close some deals today, maybe beat him out. Didn't happen.
Well, unfortunately, this was grabbed during the North launch, and since then he's added about another 37 million to his net worth.
No way! He's at like what?
What? He's at 1,044,951,248.18 UPX.
So, I mean, do we know? Is this just like a crypto guy? Is that what's happening here? Like, do we know
I
anything
have
about
not.
this guy? I mean, is $1 million, essentially $1 million into the game almost. Like,
Well, he was also earning without any collections 11 million UPX a month, just straight
yeah,
up
but
off the
again, like
properties
he
that
hasn't been in the
has.
game he hasn't been in the game long enough for that to really add up.
A couple
Like,
months.
okay.
We can
Let's
have
say let's say 6 months. Let's say 6 months at 11 million. I mean, that still doesn't account for 995,000, million UPX. Like, I mean, it seems like a lot to a normal player, but when you're talking the scale of what he's talking about, I mean, 60 million UPX is nothing. Like, and that would be 6 months of interest on his stuff. And that doesn't include his legits. I know for a fact he's got several block explorers, including multiple directors block explorers, which were going for, thousands of dollars each. So, like, he's in. He's real in. 0 badges, though. Let's just take a note. 0 badges. So
you got to find something.
Agree, the real measure of a top Uplander is number of badges, because anybody can put money in. Anybody, yeah. I go rob my grandma and put $1 million in, but get those badges. Then you can come talk to me.
No, he's still better than you. It doesn't matter that you have the most badges in Upland.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time we got a badge anyway?
Whoa,
When was the last time a badge was handed out?
We don't need that kind of negativity in here.
But yes, congratulations, Abdullah, on becoming Upland's first billionaire. That's just insane. Insane. All right. Still just amazing. But we do have numbers. We'll go over them a little bit later. But first, I want to bring on our guest, Stash15. And how are we doing this evening, Stash? And welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you find Upland?
Sure. I actually found Upland through a Facebook ad. And I don't know. I've got a computer science degree. I've been following crypto basically from the start of it. However, I never pulled the trigger on anything. I mean, I knew about Bitcoin when it was $20 and I didn't do anything. So I saw all these coins go by and just explode. And then when I saw Upland, I was like, oh, I'm right here right before the market even takes off. And I jumped in.
Nice.
So
now, how many ads did you have to see before you finally clicked it?
So I don't click ads. I'll actually go in my browser and go directly to whatever they're advertising for, because I don't like being tracked. So I'm being tracked either way, but I don't like clicking on ads.
You show them.
You're not getting the credit.
I'm going to increase your SEO, but you're not getting that AdSense.
That's right.
So how many times did you see the ad before you went and checked it out?
I think twice.
Okay.
I think I saw it one day and I don't know. I went and looked into it and that was pretty much it.
Nice. So how long have you been playing now?
Since November of 2021.
Oh, nice. So
it's only a couple months, yeah.
3 months. Nice. And so you sort of touched on your background with your degree and all that. So would you consider yourself a crypto person, a gamer, or neither, or just something different?
I was a pretty heavy gamer for a while. I can't really call myself a crypto person. I don't think I've been around long enough for that. But I have learned a lot in the last 3 months. This is kind of my gateway into it all. And I've been slowly learning about, how the blockchain works, how to use the blockchain, what's actually happening, how to program with it. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah. And then how you're tracked by the blockchain with everything you do.
Yep. Love it.
So what's the big draw? So you got into Upland. You probably did like most of us, went around and bought some random properties that you wish you wouldn't have minted the first time around. But what's the big draw that keeps you sucked into Upland?
Yeah, just the constant profits. I have no problem just on a constant turn, creating more UPX and buying more. So I think that's what keeps it. I mean, to be honest, their Discord's fantastic. You know, I jumped in it one day and I was hooked. Yeah, the Discord really sold it. So
Oh, nice. And it's amazing how many players are not on the Discord. They're just randomly floating around minting properties.
oh yeah, I couldn't do it. I would have lost interest. I'm like, this is so boring. But I can go sit in there and chat with people and, you know, BS all day, and makes it worth it.
Do you? There's got to be like underground communities though, because like there's definitely at least a couple Facebook groups that have, I don't know, a couple thousand people in it. At least the ones that I've seen. And then, I mean, Telegram's got to be dead by now, but it's probably not because there's some weirdos. And then, like, what about Reddit? There's like Reddits, and then you get to figure other countries. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of curious, like, how many like weird, and like, I wonder what they like. Imagine their own little community of just like, oh, strategy, and they just like they're incubating these like crazy strategies in these bubbles, and they're like trying to figure out the market.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
Because I just can't imagine playing this. I can't imagine playing Upland without community interaction. Like it wouldn't make any sense. It would be very difficult to do any sort of transactions in a meaningful way. Like I just can't imagine player retention at all without a major community.
Yeah, I mean, you throw in the concept of the nodes. That's a huge advantage if you find a group you enjoy playing with and you guys work together and build together and buy little areas of the world, and you know everybody progresses together. So,
now, are you involved in any any nodes?
Yeah, I'm part of the TNA, the Node Association. TM, he's managing that one. So
Nice.
Yeah. Solid node. So did you get in on the node action today?
I did not. So believe it or not, I did not mint anything in LA.
What?
Yep. That everybody's selling all their properties below mint, so I just went and started buying those.
That's actually smart. If you can buy any property in another, well, which cities? Because they ain't selling below mint in San Fran or Manhattan. That's for damn sure.
No, it's a numbers game for me.
Yeah.
I just look at the list, whatever's at the bottom, that's where I start, and then work my way back up.
Love it.
Nope.
That's totally fair. So you've been the person I've been battling for those $3 US dollar properties that are out there. Every time I go to try to snag one, that somebody's buying that right now. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, that could be me.
Oh, so you guys are doing? You guys are buying via fiat?
I am.
I don't think I've ever bought a property using fiat. I've only sold using fiat.
And so instead of going to the store and buying UPX, you just buy properties below mint, and then you flip them, and you get more. You get the instant appreciation from it.
And that's my thing right now. Anything below $5 USD, I'm buying right now.
Yep. Oh, so that's why my list has been minimal. Thanks.
Yeah. That's been about a week or so. That's what I've been looking at. Anything under $5 US, and you know, usually you're seeing the UPX value at 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, and you just have people that are shelling them out $3.50, $4, $5, and I'll go ahead and take them.
Yep, because everybody's trying to get liquid to buy in LA.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a really cool strategy. I like that. Now, Grant, I haven't bought UPX in a while either myself. So, but instead of buying UPX, just buy the properties, sell them for UPX.
Yep.
Solid.
Or cash.
I like that a lot.
Either or.
Yeah. I mean, if you're buying a property, say around 70% of mint, your annual APR is
70% of mint?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. So your annual percentage is like 25% a year, and you can get it even higher if it's in a collection. And yeah,
I didn't realize that people were selling that far below mint.
Oh, it goes even lower. There's a lot of properties that are sitting around like 80%, and you know, depending on what time Too Stupid to Win's on, they're a little bit lower. And then he comes and cleans out my list.
Well, now that Dizzy heard your strategy, bye.
It's over.
It's over. Those days are gone. So are they mostly? Do you see them in what? Kansas City,
Cleveland, Chicago,
Chicago, okay.
Kansas City, Nashville, New Orleans.
I see them pretty much everywhere. I mean, the bigger cities, not so much. It's give me 1 second. I'll pull up and tell you what's in the list right now.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I never really. I mean, I guess there's a lot of properties out there, so it's a very valid strategy, actually. I don't even blame you for not going to LA because honestly, like they were very expensive. I think it's going to be hot. Like, I mean, I dropped several million in LA, but I can't fault a buy under mint strategy. I mean, buying under mint is better than buying at mint from an interest rate perspective, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the list now. Nashville, it's got some stuff around 70%. I mean, there's some stuff in Los Angeles that it's at 70% right now. A lot of Kansas, a lot of New Orleans, Bakersfield, Oakland.
LA at 70%. Well, hey, there you go. There's your opportunity. Get into LA.
And in my list, there's about 538 properties that are below mint price.
Nice.
Is that your own personal list, or do you have that up on Up2 Data Hub?
It's a screen that is not to the public on there. All that information is public, but you got to go city to city.
Right.
Where I have a consolidated list. Yeah.
Nice. So, what made you start Up2 Data Hub?
Yeah. So when I started, UPX World, was always in the works, and then you had all these other sites that were kind of shut down. So there's no real easy way to find properties and know the stats on them. What's the floor in a city, unless you're actively studying it. And I needed something faster. I like data. I've been creating websites for a long time now. I work with a lot of data in my day-to-day job, and I decided I could take on this project, and it is what it is today. So,
heck yeah.
Basically, I found a void, and I decided to fill it.
That's completely fair. I can vouch. There was definitely a void.
Yeah, my question is, how did we miss him when we were looking for people to help us with UPX World?
Right? Where the heck were you?
I don't know. I mean, I started at the end of November, and within 2 weeks, I think I had probed everybody in the Discord channel trying to get information on how to get this started. So I don't know how you missed it.
Oh, man.
Darn shame, man. Could have used you on the project.
Yeah.
Not to say that we won't collaborate in the future either, because I think that there's a lot of opportunity there. But yeah.
Now, did you do everything yourself with Up2 Data Hub?
The initial start was kind of rocky. I got some advice from a lot of players that had already had projects going, so I kind of took what they started. I actually ended up buying the Upland Data Hub, and so I had a nice little community pool to start with. I had the scripts to work with, and then it's evolved into, we took it out of the Discord and created the web interface out of it. So that was the start. And then I've got a business partner. We run a small freelance web development company, Potato Pouch Software. So he's my genius. I'm kind of like the good idea fairy. I come in, I'm like, hey bro, let's make this. And he kind of keeps me in check and tells me where our limits are. So if I get stuck in any of the development, I just reach out to him and he kind of drags me along. It's great. So,
very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is your vision for the website? So I know it's still in its infancy. What's the big plans that you're allowed to share?
Sure. So the original vision was to be Zillow, for lack of better terms, Zillow. Like I want to be able to do property analysis. Some of the stuff I will share. I've been collaborating with Mossy Jake. He's the Spark guru, and we're working on some things so you can put your Spark to work. And not to go into too much details, there's some stuff that'll be dropping at the end of the week. We're testing everything now, so as soon as that stuff's ironed out, it's going to be great.
Very cool.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then from there, it's going to evolve into, I want to take all the core mechanics that you can do in the real world, everything from building properties to banking to loans, every aspect that happens in a real world, bring it into the Data Hub. And then also incorporate the market analysis. Now, will we get there? I don't know, but that's the goal.
Nice. So what are you most excited about in Upland right now?
Just seeing the growth. I mean, seeing the number of users coming in, the money flowing, how they're allowing their. I feel like they're releasing the reins on third-party developers, which is nice. Seeing all the different communities come together and just the overall growth. Hopefully, in the future, we get the more metaverse type feeling where we can actually drive down streets. I know the cars are coming, and just that whole immersion. That stuff I'm looking for.
Okay.
Very cool.
Now,
Yeah.
speaking of third-party tools and all that, do you have any API pools from Upland itself, or is this just solely straight from the blockchain?
So about 90% of it's from the blockchain. However, the blockchain isn't 100% accurate. You get these one-offs where things aren't right, and then we'll have to make the API pools. So basically, the way the process works is I originally was pulling from the API or the blockchain tables to get the property IDs. So unless you went through the entire history, you didn't know what street or what that property was. So I'd have to hit the API to get that information. And once it got stored in the database, I didn't need to reach back out to the API anymore. So what I'm doing now is I'm listening to the actual live actions. So anytime a trade is made, a property's purchased, those different actions that are happening on the blockchain, I can go and update the database live right then. Occasionally things seem to happen or not happen, and things get updated and I miss it for some reason, and I haven't quite put my finger on it. So I'm constantly running scripts in the background just to verify the data that I do have is correct.
Okay. And how often does your site update?
Live. The second an action happens. Yep.
Nice. Now, you didn't have to get any special permission. This is just all normal pools that you can do from an API on Upland, or did you have to work out something special with them?
No, it's all public data. It's nothing special. I'm not hitting any user information or anything that would violate the terms of service.
Okay, because that's very interesting because, before you played, ThankMeLater had UPX World running. The code was bought out from underneath them. The developer and the code was bought out from underneath them. And there was a lot of promises made to the community, and it was going to be this grand thing. And then nothing happened, and then it crashed and it went to crap. And one of the claims was that, well, it was Upland's fault because they weren't providing API access and they weren't providing this, they weren't providing that. So, this really helps our listeners understand that, hey, that was one big lie and somebody's doing everything that UPX World did and even more. Some of the tables you got going on and everything is updating live. So, that helps close a loop to one of the long running stories here on the podcast. So that's good to hear.
Okay. I mean, I can't confirm or deny what their story or what the API looked before I started playing, but everything I can access is on the blockchain and the public API provides that. So.
Yeah, no, it's 100% all public. Like, they haven't changed the API. They're working on it. They're actually, one of the guys in charge of it came from the community.
Okay.
And he's working on some pretty major changes to what he wants for the third-party API stuff. But no, there's no reason. There's no blocker like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now,
Yeah.
what kind of question? You got any questions for Stash there? ThankMeLater.
No, I'm excited. I haven't had a ton of time to dive into the site yet myself, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what it is and hopefully collabing on some things in the future. We have some other content creation things that I'll probably talk about a little bit later in the show that we'll be looking to do. So,
all right, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm totally open to collaborating. I've had a lot of members reach out to me, and there's a lot of things in the works. So I'm not just trying to limit it to a small knit. Anybody that's interested or has an idea, reach out to me.
Yeah, outstanding.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk offline on some stuff that I'm looking for the podcast itself. But we do appreciate you coming on tonight. We appreciate the time. We will have the links to up2datahub.com and the Discord in the links on YouTube and on our podcast. And we'll even send out a tweet with it too. So we'll get that out there for everybody. You have anything else to say before we let you go for the evening, Stash?
No, I just want to say thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, and this has been great.
All right. I'm going to send you backstage. You can hang out and watch the rest of the episode, or if you got stuff to do, we fully understand. But once again, my friend, thank you so much for your time.
Yep. Take care. See
Have
you
a
guys
good
around.
All right.
Very cool.
Yeah. I guess I left you out of that new strategy that I've been working.
Which was what? Oh,
$3,
you mean the
$5, anything under $5 with US dollar.
No. Hey, man, I haven't put fiat in a while, so
I was
think
using my
it's a smart
Tilla.
strategy. I like it just from because a lot of people are like, "Hey, I'm new. How do I get started?" And it's just like, okay, there's a lot of different ways, but I like that strategy a lot for a new player. Like, go in instead of dropping $100 immediately. And I'm curious, I wonder if that saves your referral bonus as well. So like if you join and you just like buy properties for fiat and then sell for UPX, you don't consume that 50% bonus. Although now that they've capped it, you should just put in the $100 and call it a day. But
yeah, there's not much more there.
Yeah.
Then all right. Now we got this week's numbers. Nice and fresh. Let's go. There we go.
Jeez, oh Pete's. That's just insane to me. $1 billion. 1 billion UPX. Like, holy cow. I did not think we would be seeing that the first week of February 2022. Like,
no, I thought we were years off on this.
I mean, that again, like he has to have put in actually close to $1 million, right? Like, even with his sales and things like that, like the way that the net worth is calculated, it doesn't take into account a ton of different things. His interest is a lot, but like not enough to account for that. Like, whew.
Yeah. No new chief executives this week, 28 new executives and 120 new directors. So congratulations to everybody that crossed those milestones.
Who's getting close? Because I'm in the 90s now. I got like 10. I got 10 to go. Ooh, someone's real close. 99. Who's
Van? Yep.
Oh, and who? Lang. Lang. Lang is up 13 spots.
And your prince.
Your prince. Yeah, your prince is just chilling though.
Yeah.
Just
right, new on the list, comes in at number 40, 69.9 million.
69. Get it just right.
Pajamin. I had to take that one because who knows what you'd do with that one. Meta Godzilla new at position 69 at
nice. I like that.
7. New Whistlehorn.
Whistlehorn. Yep. That's an interesting name.
Always Joy. Zeke Jones.
Zeke Jones.
So even from last week to this week, I mean, you 37 million UPX to crack the top 100.
Oh, our boy TDavis holding on for dear life.
Hey, I'm number 91. I'm not holding on much either.
Oh man. Hey, you know what? In all honesty, though, I love to see that. Like, that's super. Because here's the reality: is like, anybody who's been around, like the actual value of TDavis's portfolio and your portfolio is easily over 100 million UPX. Like, your value, so your net worth does not accurately represent the current market. I feel like the new players who are coming in, who are buying mint, who are buying secondary, like I feel like their net worth is reflecting a lot closer to actual value. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me even the least, because I go, yeah, I know my portfolio is still a top 10 portfolio. Like, you're easily a top 25 portfolio still. Like, I would think. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe are we just delusional? Are we old men getting phased out? Like, these guys just.
I mean, we were talking about the weather, so to start the episode, and we've done that the past couple of episodes, so we might just be old men.
Oh, we're just old men. All these youngins coming in, dropping the UPX.
Yeah. Congratulations to Abdullah. He broke the 10,000 property mark today too.
Who is it? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just right, coming in at 22.
Dang. I like that Jones D is sitting at a solid 3K. Like, I feel it's almost intentional.
Always Joy cracking the top 100 also. Congratulations. And Diablo Crow, CWO1, and Wisdom Truth.
Ooh, Wisdom Truth. Ooh, like Wisdom Tooth, but.
Yeah. Now, to crack the top 100, you need 1,156 properties.
Gee, like poor Jones. He's like, yes, I made it. And he even bought more property.
Just not enough. Sorry,
Just
Jones.
not enough. Like the growth of the community is outpacing a solid buyer. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Upland's first billionaire.
Yeah. So, conference championship game balls.
Get
Wow.
some tea. Get some tea time.
So Dizzy's out in Dizzy's out in Vegas, and he texts me and he's like, 20 million UPX. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, go check the game balls. And I went and looked, and I was like, wow. Like, that's 20,000 US dollars for game balls. And you don't even know who it's going to be. You don't even know if it's going to end up a kicker.
Whoa, hey now. The Bengals kicker is a freaking legend and a hometown hero. So you watch your dang mouth.
So you're telling me you would spend $20,000 to have the conference championship game ball from Evan McPherson of the Cincinnati Bengals kicker? You'd spend 20 grand on that.
I wouldn't spend 20 grand if it was actually one of Joe Burrow's nuts. Like, what are you talking about? Like, crazy.
I was highly impressed that we had sports conversation this weekend through text. So that
I tell you what, I mean, I'm really excited. I've never had my feed is usually like space news and Weird Al Yankovic. And for the first time ever, it was like sports, like people just like nuts about the Bengals. Cause you know, most of my like social media is from Cincinnati. So.
Yeah. So I went on to Fanatics. They're a little overpriced on their memorabilia, but if I had $20,000, I would probably buy something like this. If I was looking to buy some sort of memorabilia, I'd take the Jordan dunking from the free throw line signed, Kobe Bryant autographed gold Nike jersey. I'd spend $20,000 on that.
Yeah, but I mean, what can you can't do anything with it.
You hang it up, you look at it. You can't do anything with that Memento football either. It just sits.
Not
you
yet.
can't sell it.
Wait till signatures come out and you can put it in your digital home. Like
Look.
with COVID, ain't gonna unless I put it up behind on my Zoom call. Ain't nobody gonna see it. In my metaverse, all my peeps will be there.
I could get a Trevor Lawrence signed game ball. I could put it up behind me, and when we stream every week, you can see it.
It's true. I still wouldn't pay 20 grand for any of it. It's like, a lot of money.
Yeah. Now, I did see the calls that it was, maybe it was greed. So they do have a team that looks at, the analytics and they make calculated estimations on values of stuff, and they make mistakes. They're new at this and they overpriced it, and nobody bought these. So that tells the team that, hey, we made a mistake. So they're going to adjust the pricing. Hopefully they adjust it for the Super Bowl and realize that was just a little high.
Oh, now I'm curious because do you think, like, what do you think their original price for the Super Bowl Bowl would have been? And then do you think that they're going to adjust it? Like, let's say that they were going to put it at 35, thousand UPX, whatever they were going to put it at. Do you think that they're going to bump it down to 20,000 or 20 million and be like, poo, yep, we'll keep it at 20 million, but now it's the Super Bowl? Or do you think they're going to be like, cutting prices, 10 million, go?
I mean, I really thought that they were going to be somewhere around 40 to 45 million UPX for the Super Bowl with that pricing.
Okay. Yep. That's fair.
But where they're going to take it now, I could see 10 million, but I'd like to see it about 5 million. Hell, with $20,000, we could go to the Super Bowl, Joe. Watch it, Joe. Get some seats.
Yeah. So that's, you know what? That's probably the most compelling thing you've showed me so far. Like, you could get a ticket and a flight to the Super Bowl for cheaper than that. Look at that one for $5,500.
Yeah.
46. Yeah, man, what is going on here? Let's go to the Super Bowl. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's really interesting. Yeah, I mean it's a new area. The other thing to keep in mind is it's not fiat. So it seems like a lot now, right? But you got to keep in mind there's going to be players like Abdullah that's just 2 months interest. Like, ask yourself this. Would you pay 4 months interest for a game ball?
Well, my 4 months interest, absolutely.
Exactly, right? So you got to keep in mind, like, they're looking at people that are going to be bringing that in and generating that through various means. It's a common game mechanic. I'm 100% agreed that they shot a little high for this first round. But as far as a UPX sync, I love it. I love legits for that. Legits don't earn interest. They don't impact net worth, which actually I don't agree with. I think it should impact net worth, but there's no interest on it. It's a straight commodity. And like, I love it as an UPX sync. I think it's great for the economy. I think it's a good way to bring new players in. I like those kind of mechanics. So yeah, again, 4 months interest. Yeah. 10 million UPX. Sure. That players will be there. They're just not there yet.
Yeah, but from a collector standpoint, I mean, it's, you could take that. I mean, and if you really work it with that interest, you can turn that into US dollars and get it out to Tilia. And
that's a lot of work. Like, you guys who mess with that stuff on a daily basis can vouch. Like, that's gonna be a lot of hustle to move that in, liquidate, move things around. Like, that's not an easy process. And I feel like maybe the people who are advising legits are also looking at other crypto, I would say successful crypto NFT ventures, where those kind of prices for one-of-one NFTs aren't unheard of at all. Like, especially, like, I'm curious, like, if they used as a reference, like autograph.io, like, what were some of those signed, Tom Brady ones going for? I mean,
yeah, that's true. They were going for a nice price. I don't know what they sold at because I haven't found a website that shows the sales of the autograph stuff. But yeah, there was stuff that was listed.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, if they're comparing it to other successful, like highly successful NFT projects, it makes sense that they think, that's where they put it at. I don't think that the current economy supports that. It's a bit of a shame because when you overshoot like that, I feel like the whole market just kind of like retracts a little bit, like, oh, wait, hold on. So, missteps to me in the NFT world, cause a lot more of a market reaction than I think like traditional markets would be.
Yeah. So I just thought this was fun of things that we could spend 20,000, and I figure Super Bowl tickets is a great way to end that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That really illustrates, like, you could go to the actual Super Bowl.
Right. So speaking of the Super Bowl, that is in Los Angeles, and we did have the north part of Los Angeles launch today. Here's a nice little heat map, and this is provided. I can't even see it. I'll full screen it. So that's created by Steve, SGY86.
Steve. Shout out to Steve, my boy.
We do appreciate that. But the one on the left is just a normal heat map, including FSAs. The map on your right, looking at that, is non-FSAs only. Black, you're sold out.
I love that. I love the black sold out. Oh, is that Toluca Lake? Is Toluca Lake sold out? One of the 3 North counties, North neighborhoods sold out? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I got that's TNA. So for those who don't know, it was mentioned earlier, nodes. That's the TNA node in the can you like move your mouse? I don't know. Maybe not. But the one black node right next to Studio City. It's Toluca Lake. That was targeted by the TNA team. They had a live broadcast. That was pretty cool. Oh man, so that means Venice isn't sold out yet.
No, it's not. And I was talking to Stas, and we were in the TNA node, and I said at the time there was 23,000 unminted properties in LA, and that's the actual number. And he has all the unminted South LA properties in there. So, yeah, it was due time for the North to come about. And as you can see, some of them are more pricier. As you can look at the neighborhoods that have the smallest amount of properties sold, but that will correct here in time.
Yeah, no, this is really interesting. So yeah, I like that. Oh, there was so much grief. Like, so earlier I was talking about those like isolated groups, right? So I'm in a couple of the Facebook groups for Upland, and I can't tell you how infuriating it is to watch people complain about like Beverly Hills not being released. Like they're like, this is total BS. They're just playing us. They literally released every neighborhood around it, and they didn't release it. And it's just like, dude, are you living under a rock? Like, it was in an announcement. There was maps. Like, there's so many resources to tell you that shouldn't have been your strategy. Like,
and we talked about it on the podcast a couple of times, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, clearly they don't listen. Maybe I should have been like, why don't you listen to the podcast? You would know where to go. But yeah, it was like crazy. And then people were like, oh, then you get the FUD cycle of they're just holding them back for hype and big run. Like, okay, yeah, that's true. Well, let's see here. Who is this? The 57 student. Do we know this person?
This was a correspondence that was on Twitter this morning before the release.
Tweet.
And I just thought it was
sound effect. We need sound effect.
Yeah.
I think you will be okay. If you can get some props in the north below 6K, you'll be doing good. But otherwise, I think it's a money suck. There are some really good expensive ones in the hills, but if I can't get my targets, I'm not spending much. Yeah. Interesting.
But, that goes right along with the lines of, hey, it's a money suck. I saw theories that, hey, because somebody put a video out there saying that because the interest on the properties was reduced from 17.3 to 14.8, that they released these cities with higher prices, so you're still getting a good return on your money. And
those people did awesome at math.
Yeah. So if we increase the property prices, then I'm like, no, that you're still not getting the same return on investment. And I know nobody really talks about the white paper anymore, but this is from the beginning from Upland. When Upland launches in a new city region, initial prices will use the real world prices as reference. Locations that are more expensive in real life will initially be expensive in Upland.
You know what's interesting about that, though, is they actually also stated specifically for the LA launch that they were going to have a wide range of essentially price points per up square. And I don't know how indicative it is of the actual property prices in a neighborhood. I mean, I don't know the LA market at all from like a real life standpoint, but it feels like there was some, I feel like there was some areas where it was like 4 times more expensive per up square. And it's just like, maybe it's averages. I don't know. Because I'm just curious because I feel like they purposefully did some, different neighborhoods at different price points for LA.
Yeah, there were. That's what I'm working on. I was reaching out to find out if somebody has the price per up square per neighborhood for South LA and North LA. So hopefully we have that for you next show. That would be interesting to look at it itself. Now the overall launch of LA though, they did a stress test and they did a stress test again. And yeah, there were some challenges at first, but then once it launched, it went pretty smooth. Once they got the things, they didn't have to go into maintenance a couple of times. So it was better than the South release.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably a lot less chaotic on their servers. I'm sure that the initial burst, there was a bunch of people minting for a while, but it definitely did not feel as like not panicked, but like when South LA launched, it was aggressive. Like North LA, it was a little bit more chill, which was nice. It was so frustrating. I don't know about you, but like I had my heart set. So the border, I had a property right on the border of Studio City with Mulholland Drive. And I had essentially parked my Explorer there and setting him back to make sure that I had a full tail of Mulholland Drive right there in Studio City. And they were blue before they were green. Like they went from white to blue. Like I was like, holy cow. Like it was crazy.
And that happened. I was down in the corner of Bel Air by Sunset Boulevard, and and all the cheap ones. As soon as everything was released, they were blue. It was like an instant. I don't know, and it happened in a lot of the prime places. So I don't know if it pushed just like seconds ahead of time, but still the transaction to make it turn blue, it was like it's released and then it was just blue. So I don't understand that. Hopefully there was no cheating involved and there was nothing sinister going on there. Or if there is, hopefully Upland addresses it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I mean, this is just probably a little bit of my ignorance showing here. Like people are like, oh, bots. I don't understand. What does the bot do in that scenario? Like, it feels like you would have to have a pretty smart bot because you don't want it to just buy anything. I guess if you preload it to say, as soon as it's open, here's the address that I want. But again, you have to be in like line of sight. Your Explorer still has to be there. So I don't know of a way to, I mean, if there's ways to cheat where your Explorer is, that is definitely, but I've not ever seen or heard of anything close to that. And I know like there was a bunch of Mulholland Drive like that were stuck in a spot. And so it's just like, if people could bounce around and do all that kind of shenanigans, they would have been sold out. Because as soon as the line got to them, they got sold out. So I'm just curious, like what does a bot do in that scenario for somebody?
Yeah, I'm not a bot expert, so
yeah. Because the other thing was,
answer that.
To be fair, so there was like 10 like that were in my trail, right? I checked. I don't think there was a duplicate name among them. So like, all it takes is a half a second quicker on somebody's refreshing it. Somebody clicks it right at the moment, and if there's 10,000 people trying for those 10 spots, like I guess like that's just where we are in the game.
Yeah.
And it certainly isn't like you couldn't mint anything because I immediately went to rep the TNA node, Tacoma, and Toluca Lake, and was able to mint fine. Again, competitive but not crazy. So I don't know. Curious what the community thinks, and if somebody has info on like how a bot I mean, I work in tech. I build enterprise bots for, RPA automation. I just go, I don't see a practical application here. Maybe it's sniping a single property or something, but it would have to be pretty elaborate. But yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you have on the LA release? A lot of people were broke. So there wasn't a lot of people were broke.
Oh yeah. I went in with like a 10th of what I thought I'd have. Yeah, it was, but I mean, I spent it all in South LA and I was happy. Honestly, I think it was very strategic of them, because here's the thing. Everyone's like, the predictions were, it's going to be sold out in 24 hours, etc. I don't think the Upland team wanted it to sell out in 24 hours. Like, I know that sounds weird because you're like, of course they want it to sell out. I think they want it to sell out, but they need a certain amount of product in a tier 1 city during major hype. Like, if they're marketing to bring people in, they can't have them come in and be like, okay, let me go buy a Kansas City property. Like, no one's getting excited about that. No offense to the people in Kansas City. But you did lose to the Bengals. So, like, I just go, I think it's strategic that they launched South LA, absorbed a lot of the UPX in the economy, opened up North LA, as you can see from here, lots of unminted territory in a tier 1 city, with potential upcoming advertisements and marketing that hopefully make this thing black in 2 months. I'd like to see it. What's your prediction?
Because now it's just that's gonna be the interesting thing, because these are more expensive properties that are going to be left over. I mean, 23,000 properties left in a week after launch. That's not a lot of properties in the grand scheme of things.
No,
and that's what's available in the South. And now it's down to, at the recording of the show now, it's down to like 22,000 in the South.
Yeah, but how many in the North?
Yeah, they're still loading that data in.
Hundreds of thousands. Because the total, LA total was in the 500, 600? Yeah, 600,000.
Just under 600,000.
And I think 4 of that 6 are North. But
yeah, I'm not sure which way it was released, but we'll get those numbers. So
yeah, we'll take a look. I would like to know from the people listening, put it in private chat, put it in YouTube, whatever. How long? So it's February 3rd, 2022. How long until LA sells out? A day, a week, a date, whatever. Just curious. Just leave it. We'll take a look. All right. What else you got?
I'm good on LA. How about you?
We had 5 viewers this whole time. I asked for one amount of participation, and somebody's like, nope, too much. Can't do it. I'm out. Like, not only am I not going to respond, I'm not going to give you an answer. I'm just going to leave because I don't even want to. I can't believe you guys asked me to do something. Mindex. Oh, Mindex. Sorry. Mindex. Mindex says 3 months. SA says 2 months. Thank you, participants. There we go. We got some. Ooh, Chicago Spartan says 2 months from Twitch. Rock on! Oh, that's super cool. We got a Twitch viewer. I'm stoked about that.
Nice.
Recurrier says a week after the Super Bowl. Seems foretelling.
We will see.
Mindex thinks it might be more than 3 months. Mindex, I'm sorry. I feel like that's not true. I feel like that's too much. Too much time. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows? All righty. Oops, wrong way. Oh,
stop giving him.
There we go.
Would you? Oh, we need theme music. What's going on? Oh, we were supposed to do that.
We were supposed to meet up and figure that out. So, yeah.
Dang. Down to 3. We got 3 loyal viewers.
You're making them all leave.
Self-conscious.
Yeah.
Whoever like cakes here. 90 days to sell out. If crypto rallies hard, sells out in 30.
All right. Would you accept the deal? It's a new segment here that we decided to run with. I'm going to show ThankMeLater some deals, and we're going to see if he would accept the deal or not. and these are submitted by the users in the community. So for right now, until we get a better way, go ahead and hit me up on Discord and send me the deals, and I'll get up there with you.
Yeah, let's do it. Would you accept the deal?
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
hold on. Back to the last segment really quick. Like Cake says 90 days to sell out of crypto rallies. Holler sells out in 30.
I read that.
Oh, sorry. I must have been setting up the next one.
No, I skipped TM, says depending on advertising. Because everyone, like, let's just get the minor elephant. I don't think it's an elephant. I think it's a squirrel in the room. Will Upland advertise during the Super Bowl?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, they will advertise probably on the internet or something maybe during the event. Hopefully NFLPA throws them a bone. But likelihood that you're going to be watching the Super Bowl and Miles the Llama comes on like, hey, kids, buy some Upland. That's not happening. I don't see it happening. That would be insane.
All right.
Anyway.
So, yeah, we'll have 6. Today we have 6 deals. We'll go through the deals, and we'll try and make this, if we have time, a weekly thing, if not every couple of weeks. So would you accept the deal? Would you trade 75 Folsom Street in San Francisco, California for 7220 North Highland Avenue in Kansas City, Missouri?
Okay, so we have very little information to go here besides city location and property size. Honestly, city location alone makes me say no. Like, I'm not trading a Genesis City property for a Kansas City anything. Is there ultra rares in Kansas City? Maybe an ultra rare from Kansas City. But then you look at the very next piece of data, the Up Square 1569 Up Square in San Francisco. That's probably worth all of Kansas City. Let's be honest. Nope. That's a hard pass. And that's not because I know Mix owns some that's not Ghirardelli, is it? No. Okay.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
So this was a property for property trade that was sent to Mixplick, and he shared it. So yeah, he didn't take the deal, and I wouldn't take the deal, and
no one would take the deal. These kind of deals, are these all going to be the deals where it's just like somebody's trying to get baited? Like, these are baits.
No, they're not baits.
This is a bait. That was a bait.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting interesting. Dude, you don't give me any of the stats though. How am I supposed to know like what the
All right. What collections?
Are they part of collections? Are they what's their interest
None of
rate?
them were limited rare or ultra rares. So they're just yeah.
Well, what's the interest like? Because I don't know the cost per Up Square. I'm gonna guess Oakland being what it is versus Bakerfield. I mean, they look semi-comparable. I'm looking at the image. One's an Edge. One's 89 versus 34 Up Square. So no, I would probably not accept this deal.
And Cordoba was not the person that this deal was sent to, but they have purchased that from the person who it was originally sent to by the time I looked the deal up. So that was kind of funny. But yes, for next week's episode, I will provide you more details on will you accept the deal segment. But this was the first go
I
run.
The picture. I do like the picture though, because I tell you, like, it is interesting to like see what's the shape of the property. Where like the last one, that San Francisco, was a nice big square lot on the water. Like, it's a beautiful property.
Yeah. All right. So that was a reject too. All right.
Well, I mean, based on this user's name, I would definitely think that Too Stupid to Win would accept any deal given.
Oh, absolutely.
Too Stupid to Win. No, obviously not.
This was a bait one.
This is definitely a bait. I do like the name though, Billionaire.
Yes.
No, never mind. I changed my mind. I hate that name. It's really stupid. I usually like puns, but I can't. That's a bad one.
Can't do it. But yeah, this was definitely somebody trying to bait it. 35 up square in Oakland for a 3,000 plus up square in San Francisco.
Beautiful property too, by the way.
Thanks. Put a warehouse in there and distribute stuff.
For sure.
All right. Here's a good one. So that is an apartment on that building, on that property.
Well, I mean,
that's a completed apartment building.
I mean, yeah.
And that is in the Sugar Hill neighborhood. And then Sugar Hill right now has a floor. Let's hear. Manhattan's floor is 171,000 right now, and I'll tell you a live Sugar Hill floor. Sugar Hill floor right now is 230,000. That's actually up from when I did it. It was at 180 earlier. So TM must have bought the floor knowing this was gonna be on there tonight.
This is coming up. He's fluffing the numbers a little. Yeah, no, I like this format, and honestly, I think it would be an interesting thing to like have like how much like okay, that's too low. What if you added 0 to it, like or like 250? No. 300, and we could even do that with actual sold deals, right? Like, is it more? Did it sell for more than you think or less than you think? But for this, no, 250 for this size property in Sugar Hill is probably market value. But when you add in the apartment, what did we value apartments at? I mean, that is significant. I mean, a fully built apartment is a lot of spark hours. So
yes,
no, absolutely not. If it didn't have an apartment on it, I would be curious. Like TM wouldn't accept it. I know TM wouldn't because he's the node leader and he's
now. Is this a low?
Liquid.
Now is this a low ball offer?
Is it a low ball offer?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I see. Like, do you think it's like yeah,
like
you know what it is, though?
Low ball.
Yeah, because someone who like first of all, trying to lowball TM is nonsense. Like if the player is as big as TM, like why bother? Now somebody even like me, like somebody offers me 250K, I'm like, oh wow, okay, let me take a look. Like I think the idea with this offer and the catch would be, oh, I forgot I had an apartment building on that, right? Like, so that would be my thought is somebody doing offers like this, which 250K is not a little bit amount of money. But yeah. Like I would part with that Browns memento or two for that TM property.
Yeah.
Yeah, very low. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Yeah. TM is saying for size wise, it's about 1/3 the value. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. Do you have a size up?
So the mint was at 21,000.
Yeah, but you have the floor for Sugar Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have the up square size on the floor?
Right. Hold on.
Because is the floor like 10 up square properties or is the floor 100 up square properties? According to TM, he thinks that the floor is probably about 50 up square properties.
Yeah. Now it was way lower than the 230. So I kind of want to go dig in the blockchain, see who bought it up since I put this together. But let's see here. The floor is, I'm looking at that right now.
Also, shout out to Mixplick. He's in our green room. Dude has been on this treadmill hustling for over an hour, like listening to this. Like I can see the sweat. Like, get it, Mixplick. Good on you, brother. Like,
yeah.
Just shout out to that. I like that. I like that a lot.
13. for 230 or 230 is at 13. So you're looking at about 17,692 per up square.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean,
so that would value this at a $2 million property without
even
the apartment.
Yeah. Even without the property, that's a really low offer. And he name shamed him. We won't name shame him, but yeah. You know who you are. You know who made this offer. You probably don't listen to this podcast. Let's be honest.
And then this person, I crossed out their name because they aren't the ones that made the offer. They ended up buying it from the person who made the offer, but still.
Yeah. I feel, first of all, Jones, why do you even have it open to have property offers? Like, that's on Jones for not closing that down. But yeah, One Ferry Building, come on. It's a built landmark in San Francisco. I don't think, unless you're trading another world landmark, and even then it would be hesitant because so far there's only like 2 built, and that's one of them, and it's in the Genesis City, and it's super iconic and cool. So
I told Jones to be careful. Yeah, he's got it listed for the max amount of UPX you can, but Abdullah might come snatch that up without you even second guessing it.
100 million. That's only 10 months interest. This is actually that's 9 months interest. That's exactly 9 months interest or less. Because actually we did that calculation without collection bonuses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So he could be at easily 15 or 17 then. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. Ooh, that would be something.
Yeah. I don't know if Jones, I don't know if you'd be too happy there, Jones, if
well, what did he pay for?
Somebody accidentally took
26 or 30?
I forget what he got it at auction for.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But still.
I mean, 100 million. I mean, that's Recurrier says between $6,000 and $7,000. Man, were they that cheap back then? I remember everyone feeling like it was super high stakes. We were
I think he got it for like $8,000.
We were like, oh man, it's getting high. I'm there like, I just need my badge. Like, yeah. Wow. So, but 100 million. I mean, that's $1 million, right? No.
It's 100,000.
It's $100,000.
Yeah.
$100,000. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So 90,000 plus profit. Yeah. Probably okay with that.
But it's a built, but that's an UPX. So he'd have to, that's a lot of work to flip out $90,000 from UPX to cash. But yeah, it's 90,000 profit. Easily worth 5 game balls. Nice.
Now you got me questioning because I'm like, I got to make sure. I don't think I have the Genesis property up for sale. But I was like, damn, that would suck.
Yeah.
I don't think I do though.
Got to be careful.
Yeah. That's kind of weird to think about. Like, that's like.
Because in my eyes, that's worth more than that.
You think One Ferry Building is worth more than $100,000 right now?
It's a built landmark in the Genesis City. Oh, yeah.
Huh? Well, I'm sure Jones would love for you to be his broker then.
I'll take a piece of it. I'll negotiate something.
Yeah, okay. I don't have it up for sale.
That's good. Just checking.
I was like, oh, is it $999? I was like, dude, I would feel salty if it sold for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the first time ever I think we've looked at a property because that's the most you can put it up for sale and go, do you really want to have it up for a sale for that? Like, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. So that is the first segment of Would You Accept a Deal? We look to be doing this maybe weekly, maybe every other week. We'll figure it out. But if you're interested in having your deal evaluated or just the opinions, go ahead and send them to me on Discord, DM them to me, just take a screenshot and we'll get it up. And thank me later. I'll have more details for the next time that we do that.
Yeah, you know what? I think we could expand it because I mean, most of those were like obvious troll, which I think was kind of the point originally. But I think it would be a great segment. Send in deals whether you rejected it or accepted it. Maybe don't even tell us which it is. I guess tell too stupid because that would be then. But that would be a fun game of like, would you accept this? And then we talk pros and cons and go, did they accept it? Right? Like that person accepted or rejected it. Like obviously every single one you showed, they were clearly going to reject it. Right? So anyway, very cool. And we need some more music and sound effects.
Yeah. Hopefully they get some of that going on StreamYard with the sound effects, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, you got anything for our listeners before we get out of here?
Yeah, so it's some exciting stuff. If you are a Wikipedia guru, I guess not Wikipedia, just wiki guru, I guess. I'm working on standing up Upland.wiki. Don't bother going there now. I don't actually know where it takes you. And it's going to be an open source wiki for all things Upland, but specifically for nodes. So if you are a node coordinator, it'll be a place to kind of list all the active nodes in all the cities. People can put interesting facts. They can put, pretty much exactly like a wiki for it. And that'll be part of a larger like multimedia expansion that we'll be doing as part of some other things that I'm working on. So looking forward to that. It was a great suggestion. Actually, in the TNA chat during the LA launch, it was a brainchild, and I already had I was looking through my portfolio of websites, and I was like, oh yeah, I own Upland.wiki. Let's make a wiki. So I bought some wiki stuff, but I was like, man, this CSS coding and stuff. I was like, So I'm trying to stand up a basic wiki, and I'll try and get it up. But if you want to be a mod, or I think you have to like register for the site. Honestly, I've never run a wiki or even edit it like a wiki, so I don't know what I'm doing, but it seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. That would be fun. And I like that idea. So you have a place for all the nodes in one spot. So even the nodes can work together on stuff if need be. And you can figure out where, and then if you're a new player, because everybody looks they'll look for whatever wiki, and that helps them out. So if they can find a node that they can fit into, that's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to make it like, links to the Discords and who's the owner, and if it's part of like a TNA node, right? Like that would be super cool to be able to tag it. Like here's all the TNA nodes, be able to filter that. Plus, like, a lot of us have bought properties or traded properties, over the course of the last months and stuff. And like you go, oh, hey, that's a node. Oh, I didn't even know that I have some properties there. So I think it's a great opportunity for even longtime players to reevaluate their portfolio and see what nodes they might already have some association with.
Yeah, nice. And we'll get that work on that over a little bit, and we'll get that up and running.
Yeah, that should be pretty quick. Honestly, like once I figure out the mechanics, I got some other stuff on my plate. We got Valentine's Day, my girl's birthday is coming up. It's gonna be a whole thing. But maybe by the end of February, I'll make that date for myself. Look for Upland.wiki by the end of the month. Again, if you're a wiki person, hook it up. Reach out to me. Slide into the DMs. But yeah,
there you go. All right. We thank Stosh15X for being on. Make sure you check out his website, up2-datahub.com. Give that a look for all your property secondary market needs and a lot of useful information. So go ahead and do that. I'll have the links and everything. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at the UPX Podcast. Everybody be safe. Have a good week, and we will be talking to you soon.
It's the UPX Podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, thank me later, and you're stupid to win. Might be coming.
Ooh.
It's the UPX Podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, thank me later, and you're stupid to win. Might be coming up. Session as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock in iconic in. Welcome to Upland. Grab your UPX, man. On your way, and the dough hit you with $4,000. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking. I'm Scrooge McDuckin' in UPX.